Hey guys, we are here for Quantico Season 3, and I'm so hyped that this season is back. All of your favorites are back, and there's a slight twist to this season. You won't want to miss it, so stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, that came in real drama.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting.
I feel
All that drama is very appropriate for
like
this
slow motion.
episode. Oh, do the...
You know, Alex always lurking behind an alley somewhere.
Yeah, with the lip pout going
to,
on
like-
too. She had knocked out how many guys in this episode? She's
Oh,
such
she
a,
was
can I
throwing them
say-
bows.
Can I
Yeah.
say that? Can I say badass? Can I say that here?
Yeah.
Because she totally is. She's such a
Certified.
badass.
She
I'm-
is.
I'm saying it. Welcome, guys, to the Quantico Season 3 panel.
Hey, hey.
Oh, I'm so
3A.
excited for all these ladies. It's going to be so good. And this episode was insane. But I guess we'll just introduce ourselves since this is the first episode. My name is Candice Cruz, and I'm joined with my lovely panel right here.
Hey guys, Elayna here. So excited to be with you guys. Obviously, it's going to be a whole new different feel because it's a panel full of ladies,
Right.
full of
course.
strong-minded women with opinions.
Ow.
So we're going to get into the season.
Yes, I'm excited. Everybody, my name is Ashley Allen, and like I said, I'm really excited. This season started off with a bang. We have a lot to talk about, so let's do it, ladies.
And what's up, everybody? I'm Christine, better known as Christine Bean. Really excited for season 3. I've been riding with Quantico since season 1.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see how the show has changed because it seems to reinvent itself every season. So stick with us all season. We're going to have a lot to say.
Well, it really did invent itself this season because I feel like the last 2 seasons were, number one, 22 episodes. This season is only 13 episodes, so it's a little bit more condensed.
Right.
But I feel like most of the time it's been the end game and the long game because they kept even saying that a lot in season 2. It's for the they're in the long game. So I felt like this season kind of shook it up because we got to a conclusion very quickly on one crime, and I'm like, wait, this is it. I'm not used to this.
I like it though.
I do too.
Yeah, I do too.
What were you going to say?
Well, we were kind of talking about that off air before the show started. I was kind of wondering if it was going to take the scandal route of it being like one concise problem that the team had to fix each episode versus a story arc that spans the entire season like they've done before. And it seems like we're going to get the first part where it's going to be something that they have to solve each episode.
Yeah.
The fact that it's more condensed, like 13 episodes, not 22, and we're not getting that one storyline that goes the entire season. Well, we kind of got it, which we'll get into later. But as far as them solving crimes, I think if they were to make it, okay, let's solve this one mystery for 13 episodes, we get over it. We're
bored.
just
And
like,
check out.
we're like, are you seriously dragging this on? Like, you already have that answer. We don't want to, like, you know, the cat and mouse game we don't like.
I will say also, I don't want it to run into an issue where the writers make everything so cheesy because it's like it has to be wrapped up in one episode, which I felt a little bit tonight, which we'll get into. But that's one thing I worry about with the show. But I'm here to give it a fair chance.
Right.
I enjoyed it. I like the pacing of this episode because, like you said, like in the past 2 seasons, I did have moments where I'm like, okay, like let's develop the story more. So I did like the pace of this new season, but I do want at least a few storylines to kind of stretch out a little bit.
Okay.
Well, let's do a recap because it's been 3 years of where everything ended in season 2. And now we're jumping into 3 years in the future where we see Alex is now no longer Alex. She's
Pavati.
And she's Italiano right now. And living in Italy. And I mean, I want her life. Like what she had, you just had the simple, quiet life.
Yeah.
Living in Italy, got this gorgeous man.
You don't want that.
Working in a vineyard.
I mean, no, but I
you don't
kind of
want
do.
that.
I want it for like a week.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
And then I come back, and then I go for another week.
There's the honesty.
But I mean, look at what Alex has gone through. Of course, I would want a simple life after everything I had gone through for a little bit of time.
Yeah, but she's like attracted to drama
Yeah.
like a magnet. Like
Right.
it doesn't even take very long for her world to get shaken up again by
Exactly.
some
The
sort
lights
of
go
threat.
off, and she's like, "Stuff's going down. Get in
Right?
the bathtub. I got a gun. Let's go for this."
She's so good at what she does.
She
The lights
really
didn't
is.
come on, and all she saw was a shoulder go behind a tree.
Yeah.
And that was
Yes.
it. She was like, shut it down.
Yeah, it wasn't even a whole person.
Just a shoulder. I was like, ooh, that's some good eyes, okay?
For real. And then there's Do You Want to Live?
Yeah, I mean, I think the idea of what she was living was a good life, but we all know sooner or later she was gonna get tired of it.
Of
Right.
course.
So-
I mean, it's Alex Parrish. What
Yeah.
can you expect? But the biggest twist, if we're bringing characters back into play, after this whole crap goes down in the forest of Italy, what do we call it, a forest?
Sure.
Sure.
Woods.
The land, wherever, woods, whatever.
Out there.
Out there in the middle of nowhere. She comes across Mr. Ryan Booth.
Right.
Or he comes across her.
Yeah.
He's a stalker. He hired the girl.
He's
a
her.
stalker.
It doesn't matter
We're
where
getting
she
Ryan Booth
is.
in a
He's
little
gonna
bit.
find
He's gonna
her.
find her.
He
Yeah.
loves her.
That's because they're soulmates.
Yes. They're connected at the
Soul
hip.
tie.
They're like, yes, exactly. But he drops a huge bomb that I was not ready for at all. And I feel like that's where the kind of borderline cheesiness is going to come into play.
Yes.
Just saying, calling
Yeah.
out the obvious.
Yes.
As much as I love that there's a twist and they're
Yeah.
trying to add some spice to it,
Yeah.
I still feel like it can easily get cheesy
I
because of the best friend scenario.
yeah,
I
I
drop the bomb.
I realized that like from season 1 and season 2, that's probably the only love storyline they hadn't explored yet. So
Yeah.
they're gonna do it now, and I feel like low key we saw hints of that when there was a crisis happening last season, and Shelby and Ryan, they're always forced to work together, always forced to. It seemed like their conversations before, Shelby was always teaching Ryan something about Alex or helping him realize something about their love and their connection. So of course then to be with her after the fact, Shelby knowing all of this, how they're always tied to each other, like,
Trifling.
yeah, how could you, girl?
Yeah,
Just
that's,
trifling.
that's the best
How
way to
could
put
you?
it.
You
How
know
could
what?
you?
Before we get into the drama of how trifling Shelby is, let me tell you guys how we're able to have this show and to talk about all the drama. So if you want to have some fun, learn and grow in all areas of your life, for those of you who, I don't know, like who don't know where to go, we have a great podcast for you. Conversations with Maria Menounos. The podcast edition is hosted by our AfterBuzz TV founder and drops every Friday on iTunes. Conversations with Maria Menounos feature celebrity and influencer interviews along with secrets and tips on how to be better in all aspects of your life. From health and wellness to career, relationships, finances, and so much more. Let our Maria be the big sister you always wanted. Just go to iTunes and subscribe to Conversations with Maria Menounos for free. Be sure to rate and comment, and when you do, let Maria know it was us who sent you there. Conversations with Maria Menounos podcast edition. Check it out. I was jumbling my words there. Like, what's happening?
Well, you know
We
what?
got the message.
We got the
We
message.
We followed it.
What you want to do is go to join Maria Menounos, the podcast edition on iTunes.
Yeah.
She's
All
amazing.
of them need to go
Let-
listen to her podcast.
And
They
let her
need
know.
advice.
Yeah, the Quantico squad. sent you
Yes.
guys.
Yeah,
no,
make
no.
sure you put Quantico.
Yeah.
Also, write the writers of Quantico and tell Shelby to go listen to the podcast because she need to get her life together.
Yeah.
In all
Ooh,
aspects.
seriously,
In every
though.
area. Just, it works.
I think I was mainly not so much irritated. I mean, of course, I was irritated about Shelby and Ryan being together, but I was more so irritated about him acting like a baby with this whole situation. I'm like, okay, I understand you love her, you guys are married, but come on now, like we all see through this.
Right.
I
You
feel like
gotta be
he's
kidding me.
overcompensating
Yeah.
for
Very
much
something.
so.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you've been in the CIA and the FBI. This is a drill. This is a normal, like you expect this stuff to happen.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's involved with your ex, I think is what you're more pissed about.
Yes.
Not the fact that Shelby's in custody or like being captured. Like that's one thing. But now I have to involve my ex that I thought I was never going to see again. And it's her best friend.
Not only
Quote,
is he
unquote, best
involving her,
friend.
but he needs her.
Yes.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
We live in a world where they are these top agents. You know better than to think that you are never going to see Alex
Right.
again. Like, you
Mhm.
know that you were going to see her again. You paid someone to tell you when she popped up because you knew that she could pop up. You know that she
Exactly.
wasn't dead.
Yeah.
So it's a game. Like, you're playing a game. You're playing yourself, basically, because we know that you love her.
Yeah.
I just want to know, like, why didn't... I mean, from their conversation later in the episode, it seems like Alex was the one who essentially walked away finally because they were
Yeah.
in Thailand together.
Right.
And he
That
says,
doesn't
I woke up,
surprise
you were
me, though.
gone. It doesn't.
No.
That's a
No.
total Alex move.
Yeah.
But at the same time, with Ryan, it's like, I don't know. I just wish he would have just found somebody else or went after her because he knows he will eventually anyway. Like, just you followed her that far, just keep going.
Exactly. They've been through this a million times. You know you guys are gonna get together, break up. Just keep doing it. Like, you don't have to marry the best friend.
So Alex says this thing where she's like, yeah, I wanted you to move on, or she walks away from Thailand because she needed a clean break.
Right.
But did we not see her in the field when she was working in Italy, daydreaming about Ryan?
Of course.
About how he would follow her wherever she goes. So
They're both playing themselves.
it's
Exactly.
ridiculous.
Right.
Grow up.
But I mean, being in Alex's shoes, I feel like I've been in Alex's shoes. You never think that they're gonna move on. Even
Exactly.
it's almost like the whole thing that we're taught as women sometimes growing up is like make them chase after you.
Yeah.
So it's almost that whole idea of he'll still chase after me.
think that's
he'll
stupid.
come find me, whatever else. But it doesn't work out that way.
In a way, as much as Ryan annoys me, I kind of feel bad for him in that scenario if that's Alex's mindset, because it's like you're gonna, like, that's not fair to him. Eventually, just like either commit to each other or for real, just make a clean break. I don't know.
But
Maybe that's what she tried to do.
Nah.
well, the best friend who's now wife has been captured by the widow, otherwise known as Mitzi. And she is running this huge operation. And do we know what she really does, though? Because she says she deals with, like, horrible, dangerous men.
Yeah.
She consumer confidence. That's what she said.
Yes,
So
but what is
whatever
that elusive? You know,
whatever
what
it
does
is that
lead
she's
to?
selling on the black market, whoever buys it, those secrets are safe.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that can get out. I'm assuming. I don't really know, but I'm assuming that that's what that means.
Because I was wondering which way they were going to take it, and they kind of still left it out of the picture. Is that, I mean, she's dealing with $50 million non-refundable, like, deposit for an auction. So she's dealing with big sums of money.
High rollers.
It's got to be some type of product, or maybe it is secrets. Maybe that's what she sells is secrets, but it's all in a fashion warehouse. Like,
I think what she's selling is her position as the middleman. That's kind of how I took it. Is that she'll get it done. You don't have to worry about anyone knowing your identity. She's the person who's going to get the deal done, get you your money or whatever it is that you want. I think that's the service.
the service that she's giving.
It's interesting because I thought it was very interesting that Will was involved in her involved in her operation, who we knew from previous seasons. Sucks to see him in that respect, but just the way that was wrapped up to me is I'm not sure if that's completely done there, because something as serious as the conscience code and what it does, I don't see it just ending here. And the fact that only Alex knows what it is and she's so integral to this team, I just see it coming up again later, and I'm just curious how it'll come up again, because they said that Will is jailed, they took the widow, seems like everybody's going to jail and it's all done, but it just
can't
seems like
be.
something
Never
so
is.
serious.
Yeah.
Like that kind of code falling into the wrong hands, considering all the people that she does deal with. And the next episode alluding to cyber terrorism of some sort, or not cyber terrorism, what was it?
I don't remember.
They were all in hazmat suits or something.
Bioterrorism.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I just see it being a bigger storyline.
Well, I think too, the widow is not dumb. She played the long game, like we were talking about last
Exactly.
season. She knows that Will is tied into all of this, and she
Yeah.
knows that Alex has the code. So she could find any other hacker. She could find any other like brilliant mind that could do coding. You're gonna pick the one that knows these people in and out, and you're gonna sit on that card until you're ready to play it.
Did Will not die?
No,
Yeah,
I was confused about that too.
I swore he was dead.
Wait, in the what is it? What was that big
Warwick?
scheme that happened
If you're
in
watching
season
at
2?
home, write in the comments.
Please
if you
let us
remember
know.
if Will died
Because
or
it was
not.
like the World 22 conference, something like that.
G20 summit.
Thank you very much.
Oh.
G20 summit.
And what happened? What happened?
But I thought,
died.
did he die?
He was bleeding
No.
out. He was bleeding out.
He was bleeding out.
Well, he
the
miraculously
curly
survived.
Forgive us, viewers and listeners.
Please let us
been
know,
a minute.
because I
It's
think
been a
that
minute.
I just rewatched all of it, and I don't think that we actually saw him die, because he got out of the whole, like, he didn't want to shoot somebody because
Right.
of all of the, like, he realized what they were doing, and he tried to side, and then he ended up going on the bat. I never actually saw him die.
I mean, I didn't either, but
We
we just
assumed.
assumed.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what they say about assuming.
here he is. and then when you think he's going to try to help Shelby,
We know him well
has
enough.
no
He is
loyalty.
flip-flopped
Yeah.
so much. He's going to be loyal to whoever's going to keep him alive.
Exactly.
He doesn't care who it is. And the fact that bringing up a couple of our other characters that we've missed, we have Owen and Harry coming back into play as well. They decide that they're going to go out and try and, give Will the pardon. of sorts. They should have known that that was a setup.
Yeah,
Like, come on.
you
No
can't
one's going to
trust him.
easily be like, here, I want a pardon.
I'm gonna call Will the leech now. Every time I say leech, I'm referring to Will. He just
Got it.
sucks onto whoever he's around.
That's a good, yeah.
Don't do
Yeah.
it.
But just, I was very, I don't know. He just made me angry. But I really do like this team dynamic because they took it down really, really quickly.
Yeah.
Having, you have Alex, Ryan. We don't have Shelby in the mix. So I'm interested to see how this whole dynamic team works out
With Shelby.
with Shelby in it.
Drama.
It's
Y'all feeling some type of way about this? I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't like Shelby. I never.
She's like, shoot her.
Tell them how you really feel,
She
Elayna.
definitely said shoot.
Okay, wait.
Damn.
When we were watching the show, the widow came in with a gun, and at this point, she was threatening Ryan. And everybody's like, "Oh snap, she's about to kill her." And I was like, "Yes, do it, shoot her," because I really don't want to go through the, "Oh my goodness, you just stole my husband because he's so in love with you. Well, he's my man now for 3." Like, I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True. And that's what I think is going to end up happening.
She's always been
like
annoying
it.
though, season
Yeah.
after season, from the very beginning. She's always had this same character role.
Entitlement.
And then there was a point last season when her and Alex really, their friendship really grew and they were getting really close.
I was about to say.
When we started to like her more, but nah.
That's when she was at her best.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
Yes.
agree.
When she's someone who's just about facilitating and helping the team.
Of
And
course.
when I felt like she had such a strong character moment too when she stepped away from everything that happened with Caleb and kind of just found her own strength as her own person.
Right.
So to fall into this weird love triangle doesn't sit well for me for either of those two strong female characters. I just don't want to. I don't want to entertain that as a viewer. I'm like turned off by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryan's hot. I get it. Like, I'd be fine.
But
with
he's
him
not-
too,
but he's
like
not that-
not enough to do this
No.
song and
No.
dance for as long as they've been doing it.
Yeah.
Like, for real.
I was really interested, and it got me all twisted up when the widow said something that I think we were all thinking.
Oh, yeah.
When she said, "Who do you want me to shoot first? The woman you married or the woman that you love?"
Listen,
and I was like,
snap,
"Oh."
because the widow said everything that we wanted to say. She was so
Yes.
shady.
Yeah.
Like, she was a villain, but I kind
But
of
she
like
kind
her.
of looked like a
She was
grandma
so
that I wanted to
real.
hug too.
She was so real.
She said, well, at least one of these people care about you. It's
She
like,
kept
oh,
it
she
real
just-
the whole time.
And it was Alex. It wasn't.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Because also Ryan is yelling. I know we're kind of jumping around, guys, but it's just too intense anyway. But Ryan on the phone is, "Don't hurt her."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was not specific
That is true.
Yeah.
at all. He
That is
used the
true.
pronoun her. He didn't say don't hurt Shelby, don't hurt Alex, don't hurt them.
My wife.
He said don't hurt her.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is a good catch.
That's
Just
because
saying.
they're not fooling anybody. Like, we all know
Are we wanting to
who's really
save
in
the
love.
ring, or are we wanting to save the conscience code because that's in Alex's brain?
Yeah.
But Ryan also didn't say, "Alex, just tell her the freaking code."
Yeah.
No.
He stayed quiet. Like, all right, you got to shoot Shelby.
Sure, just.
If I had to choose, I'll deal with the loss of Shelby.
I mean, if
Yeah.
we're going down that road, he is going to get a very nice chunk of change if she does
True. She is
Get-
loaded.
kill.
she's still loaded.
Yeah, she's living
has her
on a
own
trust, and she has her own company. That's
Yeah.
it's a public company.
Oh, yeah.
She had her parents'
Yeah.
money, her own company.
I don't like Shelby.
Me neither.
Well, speaking of, the fact that you don't like her,
Right.
she's one of the characters who's survived to up to season 3. If you think about it, Nima, the twins are gone.
I miss
Yeah.
them
a lot of
so
think about how many
much.
characters didn't even make it out of the AIC CIA storyline we had last
Yeah.
season. What was her name with the afro? Who's
Oh,
a
I
law
loved
student?
her.
She stepped away from
Oh,
the show. A lot of
yeah.
people stepped away from the show, so it's
Right.
interesting that those central characters are still the ones left.
You know what, though? So talking about the transition and going into season 3 and trying to find our mojo, as much as I miss the twins, and everyone had their part that we loved,
Right.
especially Owen's daughter. I'm so happy she's gone. She was annoying.
Yeah.
I didn't care for her.
Even the way that she
Yeah, the way she
Yeah.
spoke.
it was like peacocking the whole time. I'm
was,
like,
yeah.
oh,
I never
get
thought
over
about
yourself.
that like that.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're gone is making way for the writers to do a lot more because
Right.
you're not keeping the core staff.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And plus, it allows for different storylines because I feel like they've condensed the team down. So you don't
Right.
have to, allude to all these different, because we almost got, and I think that's probably why the last previous seasons worked with that many episodes, is because you had so many different storylines to tap into. One
Right.
episode we're going to the twins, and then one episode we're going into Caleb, and one
Yeah.
episode. So this one, you've got the central, we've got Owen, Harry, Jocelyn, we've got Alex, Ryan, Shelby, so that's 6, and then we don't know if Will's going to come back into play. But I mean, that's a crucial group of 6.
Yeah.
And we're breaking ground with a new character like
Yes.
Jocelyn, which we have to talk about.
Can you just go? You're just beaming
I
about
know
this.
you
right
are.
now.
Okay, wait. No. Okay. So I sign and I really need more practice. But like last week I was like, okay, I'm gonna be signing more, especially in LA because it's different. And then we're watching the show, and I was like, oh my god! I was like, as soon as I saw her, I went like this, and y'all looked at me like, what are you doing?
What happened?
Yeah, and I was like cheering because I was really excited for them to bring in the aspect of ASL. I was
Yeah.
like, that's really cool, and the fact that she's using her voice and she's super. Say the word.
Badass.
Yes.
I'll say it.
She's a beast with it. So the fact that they're breaking barriers and bringing in all languages, it wasn't just ASL. They started the show with us reading the subtitles. We were like, okay, we don't know
That's such
Italian.
a good point.
It was awesome. The way that they incorporated it was great.
Well, I know that we're not really recapping the show as much. I think we're just more excited about the new like formatting of everything. And what I really like that you touched on is that they're doing different languages and they're really touching base on, you know, not only the diversity card, because we always have had that theme,
Right.
but you're really touching into a whole new element of involving other people, other languages, really touching on current events, which is something that they've alluded to in a lot of the interviews. So I feel like it's going to be such a groundbreaking and innovative show outside of their typical procedural that we always like, of course, love. I mean, I love my procedurals, don't get me wrong. But I think that's what's going to make this so much different.
They had to build a fan base, and now they can do more of what they want to do because they have people who thoroughly enjoy the show. They have people who enjoy what the storyline was, who now are invested into characters like Alex and Ryan. So now you can go ahead and push the boundaries, and we're here for it. So far, we're here for it.
I mean, and it's great that you touched on that because there was a dip in ratings and in terms of like just fan interest after, you know, they played around with the format a little bit. So taking a risk again this season, I think is very noble, and it's something that ABC is no stranger to.
Right.
I just want to see how well it does this season.
Right. Yeah. But even with that too, going back into the show aspect of it, how intricate it was down to the framework. Like I really like that Jocelyn brings in this whole new type of dynamic outside of the ASL, that she's like, look at everything.
Right.
And you're really seeing things from a different perspective that you don't normally tap into. Like even down to the frame of like knowing the way that the sunbeams were coming
That
in.
scene was epic. That scene was so epic.
It was amazing.
That's what I enjoyed the most about her character is, you know, she's signing, and of course we saw Ryan doubt her because of that, and you continually see her just shut him down. It's like, yeah, I signed, but I'm still as good as you, if not even better. So I love that wasn't anything that hindered her. It made her better.
Right.
I also love how they were attacking those who may feel like deafness is a disability or
Exactly.
deafness is a disservice.
The juxtaposition of those two characters is great. Their banter, their back and forth, just says things through dialogue that we're thinking
Real
we
life.
would
Of course.
hear.
Real life,
Real
yeah.
life. So
And
it's
he
nice.
did learn, because he even went down into the dust aspect
Yeah.
and got those little fragments of like color and realized that it was in a clothing factory.
Exactly.
Because truthfully, we're all so lost in the way that we live and the way that we function that when we are introduced to someone that's different, we do think that they're different, or I'm better than. However, what I loved about Jocelyn's character was her saying that me being deaf increases my other senses.
Exactly.
When we have all of our senses, we forget that when you lose one, the others increase. Your sense of smell increases, like the way that you feel things, everything increases. So
peripherals.
exactly. So
Yeah.
what better role for her to play than this bomb detective? Because now she's about to shut everybody down. And then
Exactly.
that fire aim she had when they
Oh
were
yes, the
Yeah.
sniper.
man.
And I'm interested to see how they involve her, because of course it does have to be a little bit different when you're in the field,
Right.
Because hearing is a big aspect of having to, like, if someone's behind you, and obviously your senses help with that. But when she was in the thick of things when they were going after Will, and then he like injected Owen with something or other, she automatically knew where the cameras were, how many people were going, the 2 people chasing Alex. I'm like, you got all of this.
Yeah.
Okay, but realistically, in that scene, when Alex was running off, her and Ryan were talking, and she was signing to him because she wasn't using his voice, but Ryan was looking around, and you could see him try to look at her hands, like as an actor, not as the show, but as an actor. I saw him looking at her hands, but he was looking around, and she was still signing, and he knew what she was saying, and I was like, okay, you know your script, but you need to be looking at her.
Yeah.
True.
Because we need to know that you are understanding what she's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't actually. I noticed that too. I wasn't sure if it was intentional or not.
Same. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, because it could just be like a total like actors thing. You just see through that. Or I was wondering if it was like trying to show us one of those moments where like that can become a barrier because you needed to get the information out quickly and clearly to affect the situation and how they would go forward. So I was like, oh, this is interesting because you see him kind of like, I'm trying to listen to you, but my senses are telling me to just go.
True. Yeah.
So I think that'll come up again and again.
Which could also happen with any language, though.
That's
because
true.
If we were both in the field, also hearing, not hearing, and you're saying something, but I don't understand you with your accent.
Yeah.
No matter how fast you get it out, I'm lost.
Yeah.
So
I think it's gonna shine a light on just being able-bodied and like the privilege that we're afforded with that, whether we realize it or not.
yeah, it's gonna be
for
so
real.
good. I'm so excited.
I am excited, and I really do like the idea that we're going to be going into with the kind of like wrapping everything up
Yeah.
with the one thread line, because they did obviously capture the widow.
Yes.
How long that's gonna last, I guess time will tell.
She'll be back.
She'll be back.
The only
Go ahead.
Yeah, the only reason why I have this like feeling in the back of my mind that it's all gonna be connected somehow is because what happened before with how long it took, like how deep-seated that setup was for Alex to end up to take the fall for that first Grand Central bombing and how many layers there were to that makes me think with this conscience code, are they setting this up to be a long game of like,
Something
you're the one who has the code, you had it all along, and then possibly aligning her with the terrorist group. I don't know. Like I'm trying not to fall back into the places that the writers have taken us, but it's kind of hard not to.
Yeah.
And how scary is it to think that if we are imitating life, this conscience code, if it actually does exist,
sure it does.
Because what did she say? She said something along the lines of it is a computer controlled
code.
thing
Yeah.
that will basically like
Hack into missiles, bombs.
Drones.
all of it.
Yeah.
So if a human being can't press the button because they grow a conscience, it can override the human.
and still launch the attack.
Artificial intelligence, it gets me all riled up.
Sounds like something Trump would have.
Our
I've got my
phones
doomsday button.
Seriously.
is a small portion of that. If you think about it, they listen to everything that we say. If you think about it, you could talk about, I love Coach purses, and you're scrolling through Instagram, and boom, there's Coach purses right there.
Got
Let me look.
No, seriously. Even if your phone is not unlocking, you're just having a conversation. As soon as you get on some kind of platform,
It shows up.
Yeah,
It's so creepy.
y'all are too good.
technology is scary
I
nowadays.
mean,
So this is what worries me a little bit. I kind of agree with Christine about how the Conscious Code episode and everything dealing with it is going to come back up because they didn't give us the satisfaction of taking down the widow.
Right, that's true.
So Alex and Shelby were having their little girl time, blah, blah, blah. The widow came in. Okay, you gave us the wrong code. And then out of nowhere, Ryan and everyone showed up. And Owen showed up and they had the FBI or CIA, whoever was in the room. How did y'all get there? Did Alex give you a code that pinged her location? Like, what was that like? How did you do that?
Yeah.
And this episode, to me, felt shorter.
It felt like
than
they
a
rushed
lot
that.
of the rest of the episodes. And I wonder if it's because they had to do so much, like, setting up the scene of where we've been in the last 3 years and all this other stuff. Like, Harry's working for the Pillay brothers and all this other stuff. So I feel like I missed out on crucial crime story elements versus, like, oh, well, Ryan and Shelby got married. I wonder how many people were at their wedding and all this other stuff.
It's like
know?
it's like this. When it's that first episode, you kind of try to give a little bit of everything, and then moving forward, you kind of now you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And we're gonna meet more characters.
True.
The
We are.
promo for later on Quantico season 3 showed us that we're gonna meet a redheaded person.
Yes.
Some other. I'm sure recruits in Quantico are gonna come into play because
Alex is gonna hook up.
Alex is gonna find a new day.
Of course she is. I mean, look at
on.
her. Of course she's gonna. I mean, she's a badass. That's gonna be my word. I guess I'm the only one that's gonna say that.
Badass.
A badass.
You can say it.
Thank you.
But yeah, we still have yet to meet more people who are gonna shake up this dynamic. So
I hope so because I really don't want to fall into the whole like she said, you married my best friend, blah
Yeah.
But
blah
it's
blah stuff
coming.
too.
We saw that it's coming, which is super annoying. Shelby's in the back with her all black, just creeping.
in the corner.
Harry catches
What was
them
the line
exchanging
you
a
said at
kiss.
the end?
I don't know
That
what
she
I
said in the trailer of like it was the person
The person holding the knife is the person closest to you, or something like that. Girl,
you were holding the knife first.
We're
Shelby, you held the knife first, okay?
Bump all that. Shelby, you know that he loves her. Like, she is his soulmate. She is the one that he's going to be with. So you set yourself up.
I'm going to give a hot take, an early prediction that it's not really a hot take, but we're going to get some sort of flashback episode this season to find out when exactly and how those two got together. Because it's going to come up. Like, it has to.
But then, okay, so when Alex, I don't know about y'all and girlfriends. I'm sorry to make this a girlfriend thing. But when Alex was like, okay, so when did it happen? And the first thing she said was, don't worry, it didn't happen when he was with you. Girl.
I didn't say that.
If it did, like, it doesn't matter. At this point, you
got a ring on it. What
you
is it?
owe me
Yeah.
an explanation. I was your best friend.
Yeah.
So don't get sassy. Don't have an attitude. That's what I'm not here for. And then the whole preview showing Ryan trying to smooch up on her. It's like, okay, this is going to be a thing, so we might as well prepare ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to be a thing. And I think they both showed how insecure they are about their marriage in different ways.
Yes.
Ryan by taking off his ring, and Shelby and her defensiveness about how it got started. They're both so insecure about it.
Good point.
Yeah, and Alex is the only one that's secure in all of it.
Exactly. Because she's like, oh, y'all got together? All right. I'm not bothered by it.
I mean,
Whether or not
and
she's fronting
and
is the
she
case.
owns up that she's
Right.
upset about it. Like she
Yeah.
does. At least she's like, well, I mean, I wasn't my best friend. Okay, that's kind of shitty, but
Yeah.
Before we start moving on to the segments, can we just talk about Harry's character a little bit? First of all,
I love Harry.
He's still so funny, but why does he look so old? Why he's so great?
It's been 3 years. He had a lot of stuff happen.
3 years? 3 years and you turned 50. Anyway.
Oh
my God, y'all are so dramatic. It wasn't that bad. No, he is still so cute and he is
I kind
funny.
of like the salt and pepper though.
I do. It looks
kinda
good on him.
sexy.
Yeah.
But my favorite part of him this episode, and what I think we're going to get more of this season, is just him finding his way back. Like, he's having his little boring job, trying to live a regular smegular life. And then the way he casually kills Gavin's little brother.
Yeah, he just packed up
With
his
the
stuff and
Coke.
gathered and left.
I will say I did like that because it seems like
That was great.
He's
Yeah.
more sure of who he is now, not
Yes.
struggling with
Yes.
his sexuality
Right.
or what side he wants to play for. It
Right.
seems like he's more secure in who he is.
He's
I
a
think
lot
he's put
calmer.
his ego in check a little bit.
Definitely.
Yeah, not completely. It's still there because he obviously is like, so I'm a $20 million like sitting duck.
Yeah.
Is what you're paying. He's like, yeah, as long as I can do my job well, then yes, it's money well spent. But I think he still has that. I still need to be a part of a team, even though I'm
Something to
not a team
prove.
player.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like them all. They all are addicted. So even when Alex walked away from joining the team, I was happy for her, but I also knew that she was coming back.
Exactly.
And I'm sorry.
I know you're gonna-
I'm going to say this. She went to Italy and back in one day.
No,
that's not real. I'm sorry.
With zero jet lag, no bags under her eyes.
No,
Just
I mean, going through
bagless.
customs. Number one, you're Alex Parrish. You're going through customs to go to Italy. You go drive out to the middle of Italy, see your ex-lover and his daughter, and then realize, oh, I can't be around
Why
you
did I
and
not
fly
notice
back.
this?
She did. She barely
we
had
sure?
one foot out the cab.
Are we
Yeah,
sure
you go
she
back
really
there.
did?
And then I'm gone.
It wasn't
Never
the
mind.
same day.
It had to have
Girl.
been. She was in the
It
same
seemed like-
outfit,
yeah.
and they were all still celebrating the same thing. So it was
Yes.
nighttime after she had left that morning.
That's crazy.
And he was like, let's get
That's
some
like
drinks.
12
I'm like,
hours travel time there and back, girl. What? Who has time on their hands
It was
for
not
that?
the same day.
It was.
the way that they had the flashback and the scene set up. No, it wasn't the same day. Y'all are tripping.
No, it was
was
the
the
same.
same
They were
day.
still celebrating.
I couldn't have missed that. Talk
They
about-
were still celebrating.
No, because I'm trying to find a way. I'm trying to find a way to make it happen. Shelby and Ryan were on a couch. Harry was eating. This was it was different. It was a different. They had got comfortable at this
There's
point.
at least 24 hours that passed, but like the same day.
It's
kinda.
still.
No, like
Yeah,
I
you go
said.
back in time.
No time wasted. Then she walked in and said, "You got an extra
She
glass?"
get in the cab, she leaves. Oh, nope, I'm gone. Let's go back.
Oh my God. That's hilarious.
Well, let's do some predictions before we have to wrap up. And then one thing I do want to ask you guys is we're trying to figure out like our little
What's
theme.
our theme of the show?
What
What
are
do you
we
want to
doing?
see? What do you want to see that's
Exactly.
different? What did you not get enough of last season or from the last panel that you want brought to the forefront? I think would be a good way. I like to stalk the comment section too. So go ahead and call us out.
We're going to try and get some news and gossip your way as well throughout the course of the season.
Because it's going to be so good.
It is.
It really is.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, number one, it's an outstanding cast, and we already know that they have amazing chemistry to make it to season 3 with, like, that long of seasons.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited about the aspect of, like, art imitating life
Yes.
idea.
Yes.
Because I feel like we're in a weird climate right now within the U.S. and might as well be entertained by it.
Yeah. So.
Right?
That's what's going to be so fun.
Yes, but some predictions.
What do you think is going to happen?
And now,
Outside of the obvious.
Your AfterBuzz TV.
All right, we're not talking about Shelby.
Ryan or Alex?
Okay. Fine.
All right, you want to take it away?
Yes, I'm going to be boring and stick by my earlier prediction that the Conscience Code will come back up and be a larger theme than just this episode.
Okay.
That's all I got for right now. I'll tweet out something later if I think of something.
I agree with you. I mean, of course, I'm sure they're going to play with the whole mole idea situation in the team. Someone's going to turn on someone.
Really?
I think so. And I don't know. I just feel like something interesting is going to happen with Shelby. And I don't think it's anything in particular with Ryan. But I don't know. I just feel like there's something's going to happen with her in this situation.
Piggybacking off of your prediction a little bit, there is someone who's gonna come in and cause some drama, and I predict that it's gonna be Harry, because Harry always has the role of the mole. Like, he always gets the secrets. He's always seeing the things that happen, and in the previews we see him watching Ryan almost cheat on his wife. So we know that he's not gonna be quiet about that. Like, though he's matured and he put his ego aside and he's grown up, I think Harry's gonna be the one in the group to cause trouble, as always, because it's who he is. And I'll be surprised if he doesn't.
Going off of that one, I think that Harry will cause drama, but I don't think that he's going to be the mole. I think Shelby's going to end up being the mole. I think that Shelby has this tendency to flip-flop so much, just like kind of a couple other characters that we know.
Yeah.
And that she will find out what's going to be the best for her and capitalize on it.
Yeah.
And she twists the emotion. She's an emotional twister. She really is. And she plays the sweet, innocent, like Southern Belle. And I think that it's such a cover up because we've seen her exude her power in all fronts. So she's someone to be reckoned with. And I think that if Harry's going to bring into the drama, she's going to play off of it and do something and be playing both teams. Because again, it is a Black Ops team, right?
Right.
And I think that the widow isn't just like, I don't think that she's the end all be all. I think she's going to come back into play. The fact that they bring in Jocelyn after being with the widow for 19 months and her coming onto the team because of that, the widow's not done. And I think that she's going to be running a lot of schemes that they're going to be dealing with from within wherever she's at. And I also think that she's not necessarily the highest up on the ladder.
Yeah.
I think she'll answer to someone a lot higher that's going to come into play.
Yes.
I can see that happening.
Yeah. And kind of piggybacking off of both your predictions, I like what you said about Shelby possibly being the one who could be turned or being the mole, because usually with the people who get turned like that, they have the most like emotional stock in something. And Shelby's the one who's going to get hurt the most by this love triangle.
Right.
So I could totally see someone tapping into that and making her turn on everybody else.
Well, she has the most to lose. Because if you're really claiming Alex as your best friend, still quote unquote,
Right.
if you're still claiming that, even though you're the one that twisted all of this and married her ex-fiance, but we'll just leave it at that. Like, you're going to lose your best friend and your husband.
Career, maybe.
You have the most to lose.
Yeah.
You really do. So
or the
I
most
don't
to
know.
gain. Who knows?
Who knows? We'll find out.
I don't like Shelby.
She just wants to off Shelby. So the faster that can happen, she'll be happier.
She's not going anywhere.
You got an APB out for Shelby.
Well, where can they find us until next time?
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. My name is Candice Cruz. You can find me on all my social media at Candice R. Cruz.
Again, Elayna here. You can follow me on all social platforms at hey_Slay.
Hey guys, Ashley Allen here. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe. We will be reading all of your comments.
Yes, make sure to drop us a line. Thanks for listening tonight. And if you're listening later, you guys can find me everywhere at Christine Bean on social media.
So be sure to subscribe, like, and comment below because we want to know all the things that you want to know for Quantico in this season. So we'll see you guys next week.
Until
Bye.
next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.